All right. So as Dr. Graver so kindly introduced us, we are the School Climate and Equity Team Advisors. So this may be a bit of a new name for you. We've done a slight rebranding here in the district. So we brought together the Equity Council, Restorative Justice Grant, Student Voice, Awareness and Celebrations, and lastly, our Climate Grant. So these grants were due to kind of make their leave, so to say. In order to keep that amazing work around, we decided to kind of unite this one front. Since we had multiple established members who have kind of left and retired many of these committees, and we all work towards similar goals, we thought it was best to bring together all of our amazing minds and similar ideas in order to keep this work going here at the middle school. Well, sorry, not the middle school, the entire district. Because of all the multiple conflicting schedules that existed here, we felt that adding one singular entity would provide a much easier transition into getting a lot of people who stood for similar goals all under one unit and all under one roof. I want to not go that way. Beautiful, there we go.
So we have a couple different pillars, we call them, in the School Climate and Equity Team. There's a staff PD pillar that creates staff PD based on the equity, School Climate and Equity Team values. There's awareness and celebration, so that's dedicated to recognizing diverse cultures and traditions of our school community. There's a restorative justice pillar, and that would be implementing restorative justice practices as like the cornerstone of our school culture. PBIS, we believe that all students deserve to learn in a safe and supportive environment. It's positive behavior intervention system, right? Yeah, so student voice, to empower students to use their voice and advocate not only for themselves but for their peers, so kind of like a mini School Climate and Equity Team within School Climate and Equity Team for the students. We have 45 members. They're made up of teachers, administrators, other school staff, community members, and then our full team meets every other month, and the pillars meet during in-service. So everybody's able to use their time to the best of their ability to schedule certain meetings that fit their schedules instead of everybody doing overlapping meetings and overlapping work. It's really streamlines things.
So, looking to the future, we're going to talk a little bit about some of the things we're going to be doing now that we have rebranded. We are creating a better newsletter that is going to incorporate all of the pillars, our committees. And as soon as that comes out, we're also going to provide you guys with a copy of it so you can see all the great work that we're doing in the district. The staff PD for this year, our theme is Understanding Student Inclusivity. And we're going to be discussing in January, there's a presentation for all staff on the neurodivergent student in the general education classroom. Now, when you talk of a neurodivergent student, you're talking about a student who is in the general education classroom, but may have certain disabilities such as autism, ADHD, dyslexia. All those things make their brains think differently than a neurotypical brain. Therefore, there needs to be a consideration when teaching these type of students if you want to be equitable in your teaching practice. So this year we're going to be addressing that in our teacher PD. Comprehensive Student School Climate Inventory Survey through New Jersey Sky. The last full survey for student and staff climate was in 2018. So it has been a while. Now, through the bipartisan grant, we have something called New Jersey Sky, and it is much more in-depth and is going to give us a whole great deal of information regarding the climate at delsea. The middle school and high school, we are coordinating the students together to facilitate a mentoring type of program with our students who are part of Student Voice. These students are interested in school climate and equity, And by giving the high school students the chance to be mentors, we are giving them the opportunity for leadership potential. And as far as the students in the middle school, they're getting the potential by seeing their mentors and how they react, and they can see what is going to be expected of them in the future. So it's a nice coordination between the two. All the pillars, all the committees will continue to expand and grow, where before it was difficult for the same staff member to attend all different committees because of scheduling conflicts and having to be out numerous times in the afternoon or in the evening or whenever the meetings were scheduled. Now, all 45 members can attend all 5 pillars if they wish to do so. So it expands their ability to do more for the school. And finally, we are recruiting new members twice a year, possibly 3 times a year starting next year. And no one will be turned away as long as they are willing to do the work. So we are pushing hard to grow even further, and we hope that by next year we have at least a few more members. If you,
Interesting stuff.
so if you had to talk about a mission statement for the entire school climate and equity team, it would be this: we are dedicated to fostering a safe, inclusive, and nurturing educational environment that empowers all to thrive. Any questions?
Where's your recruiting process?
We produced a document that was a mission statement, and it had a mission statement for each of the pillars. Then we sent out an email to all district staff, and that includes custodians, secretarial staff, administrative teachers, paraprofessionals. All are welcome in our committees. We asked them if they are interested to contact one of the 3 of us and to tell us a little bit about themselves and what 2 pillars they would be interested in serving on. And that's all it takes.
We did just touch base with some of individuals who are doing this pillar work, specifically those who do the newsletter. That will be coming out later this week. If you'd like to see that, you should know that it'll be done most likely by Friday afternoon.
Very good, thank you.
No problem.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
I'm going to brag a little bit about Mrs. Wolf. So I met Mrs. Wolf 13 years ago. Mr. Borelli introduced me to her. She was the PTA president at our school, and she ran that like a business. It was just a very well-run PTA. And then she had a son at our school at the time as well, Jack. And then she was hired by Aura as an administrative assistant. And then we stole her over here once we realized how awesome she was. We stole her over here. And she does an amazing job, but in her free time, she has written a book on children with autism because her son has autism. So she's an author. And she now speaks around South Jersey. Different schools have invited her in to speak to their teachers about, handling and dealing with students like her son, Jack, who now is in college, right? He's doing well. But Mrs. Wolf is someone I'm super proud to know. She's come full circle. She now rules the world. Rules the world now. And it's a proud justice story.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.